Last week, Apple released tons of things from their WWDC event, and if you missed it, I'm here to explain what you missed. Firstly, Apple announced the new 15-inch MacBook Air, and it came with the old colours of the M2 MacBook Air. It still comes with the M2 chip, but it's just a bigger screen now. It starts at $12.99 and you could order right now. Also, the price of the 13-inch MacBook Air has dropped and it is now selling for $1,099. Second thing that released was the Mac Studio, now with the M2 Ultra chip. And you can configure the Mac Studio to 196 gigs of memory, and you can stream 22 streams of 8K on the Mac Studio. If you're looking for the whole spec, it's on the screen right now. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you pause the video if you want to check the specs out. Alright, let's talk about one big announcement. The Mac Pro now with Apple Silicon. The base model of the Mac Pro ships with an M2 Ultra chip, while the Mac Studio, the base model of the Mac Studio, ships with a M2 Mac chip. M2 Ultra is basically two M2 Maxes soldered to each other, so it's like 2 times the performance. Alright, so the Mac Pro supports up to 6 Pro Display XDRs. It can stream up to 22 frames of 8K like the Mac Studio. It got a 32-core of neural engine, and it starts at $6,999. Pretty expensive, but it's less expensive than the previous Intel-based Mac Pro. Alright, the next grand announcement is iOS 17, and apparently they pushed out some new features, but I think this update is more about the stability issues that iOS 16 users actually face. So the first thing they announced is contact cards. Now when you get a call from someone, you can set the contact card as a photo or something, or an avatar, so it just feels more personal. Also, now you can have live voicemail, which you can see a transcript of the voicemail that is currently live on your phone, and you don't have to pick up that call if you get a fishy call or something like that. Alright, iMessages has enhanced search filters. Alright, so they announced a feature called Check-in, which you can share your location with people. And basically what that means is if you're late or something, they will send a notification to your friend, and they will be able to view your cell status and I think cellular connectivity and stuff like that. iMessages also got an updated design, which now the scroll bar now goes to one corner, and you click on it and you scroll down to find the thing you want, maybe an emoji or stuff. You also got some new stickers now, animated, and you could use them across all apps like Snapchat and iMessages and much more. Let's talk about AirDrop. Apple announced a feature called Name Drop now, which is basically if you tap a phone against another person's iPhone, you can quickly swap your name, phone number and stuff like that, and even your contact card, which I mentioned earlier. Here's a feature that I absolutely love: standby mode. If you charge your phone, plug in a charger, or MagSafe charge your phone, it will open something called standby mode, which basically turns it into a screensaver. You can see the time, you can see your reminders, you can see the clock, you can see the weather, and I think much more. You can also see the calendar and stuff. You got now like an iOS styled lock screen, which basically means you get that iOS 16 depth effect and stuff like that. You also got a health app for the iPad, but surprisingly not a calculator app. Still, like Apple, quickly make a calculator app. I don't use an iPad, but why isn't there a calculator app for the iPad? Here's what I was most interested into: macOS. It's now called macOS Sonoma, which sounds kind of wrong, but I was thinking like macOS Mammoth or something. Firstly, desktop widgets. This was phenomenal. Basically, you can pin widgets to your home screen and you can glance at them while you're working on a window, and you don't have to open the widgets menu to look at your widgets. This is really cool, as I wanted this feature ages ago as Apple finally implemented it. Also, for FaceTime, Zoom calls, Teams call or something, you get a reaction, which basically if you hold a thumbs up or something like that, reactions would pop up, and some are really cool. Like some you can get confetti behind you and in front of you, which makes your shot looks really good. Also, Safari now have web apps, which basically means that you can install an app and it will live in your dock, and you don't get that URL bar or anything, you just get a desktop app based web page. AirPods update. Now you also got an update to AirPods Pros 2, which you now have an adaptive mode, which can block out unwanted sounds like construction site noises. But when somebody talks to you, it will focus the sound on who's talking to you, which basically makes it safer to be wearing it on the road or something like that. You don't want to drown out every noise. Adaptive mode is brilliant. Alright, major announcement. Apple Vision Pro. This is Apple's attempt to make the AR/VR headset, and it actually blows my mind. Firstly, it's really expensive. It's $3,499, I think.
It will be available early next.
And don't let it trick you. The front, it's not transparent. It's actually a screen. They got cameras inside the headset to capture your eyes, and if you want to talk to people or if you're in AR mode, people can actually see your eyes. The pass-through of that is probably really good, as they got 2 cameras in front of the headset, so you would see your 3D environment, which you pinch in to click. So if you want to open an app, you look at that app and open it. The eye tracking of that is really nice. And you also got a biometric ID or something like that, which allows you to log in with only your eyes. You can also record video on the Apple Vision Pro, and it captures them in 3D, I think. If you use a headset in VR mode, you basically the front screen basically turns into a really nice graphic, which looks like Siri, and it turns into a really cool animation. You can browse the web with the Apple Vision Pro, and you can reply to iMessages and stuff. You can also take FaceTime calls on the Apple Vision Pro, which basically when people see you, they see an animated avatar on you, which is like miles ahead of the Meta Quest or something. I think watching movies or stuff with the Apple Vision Pro, maybe on an airplane or stuff, would be really cool, as you could have a whole theatre in VR and you don't actually need that space. Alright, so this is a quick recap of what happened in WWDC 2023. I hope you enjoyed. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, it really helps this channel out a lot. If you want to check out my review of the iPhone 11, check out the video right here and subscribe right here. It's Isaac from Isaac Productions, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.